Hello friends, today we'll be discussing about Vastu and the effect of Vastus on our daily life. So can we start now? Thank you Nanna Gyan Foundation and Romal ji for giving me this opportunity to share my views with all of you. Yes, so thank you ma'am and hello everyone. Pranam to my elders, love to my younger ones, and once again thank you Romal ji for giving me this opportunity to allow me to share my views with all of you. I would like to show the effect of Vastu on our daily lives. I, being a Vastu consultant, I have seen the difference it creates in everybody's common man's life by making such small and subtle changes that we may not even realize as such, like they are having such a big impact on us, but they actually are. So before going into that topic, I would like to discuss about energy first. Like, what is energy? What do you know about energy? Energy basically is everything that surrounds us and that is within us as well. Like, have you ever gone to deep forest or a beach and felt very peaceful, very calm, very nurturing? Yes, that is the cooling energy that we receive from the Mother Earth. And at times, have you ever felt annoyed or irritated while stuck in a traffic jam? Like we are like energy sponges. We attract and we absorb everything around us. We tend to absorb. So like if we have favorable energy around us, positive vibes around us, peaceful values around us, so at that time we'll be happier, we'll be energetic, and we'll create much more better for ourselves and everybody around us. So that is the effect what energy has on us. For our inner energies, for balancing those, we have yoga, we have meditation, we have Maun, we have many things mentioned in our scriptures. But for our outer energy, Vastu helps a great deal, because Vastu helps in balancing the energies around us. We all know that everything around us, the whole universe, and we too, we as human beings, are made up of the Panch Mahabhutas. The Panch Mahabhutas means the 5 elements that basically makes everything, from a tree to a human being to the world. Everything is made up of these energies in different proportions. What are these? These are air, water, fire, soil, and space. So these 5 main elements are the compositions of our body and the whole world. And when everything is in a balance, in a harmony, that time the maximum energy around us is utilized by us, and that thing is ensured by Vastu. We have proper directions telling us like which energy, which direction represents which energy, and how to use it in our daily life so that we get the maximum benefit out of it. So I would like to share my thoughts on these things today with you. One more thing I would like to ponder with all of you is that, have you ever been to the olden forts and temples that were built centuries and centuries ago and still are standing strong, and we feel very peaceful when we go there? Have you ever thought why? Like, they didn't have the modern machinery, the architecture, engineers, or any such modern equipments as we have now, but still those monuments that have been standing, those all the things of time, they are still very strong today, and they give a very peaceful vibe to us when we go there. Have you ever visited the Jaisalmer Mahal or the Hawa Mahal? In those places, they were built in Rajasthan in those days in such a way that in summers they were cold and in winters they were warm. How is it possible? It is very possible because they use this ancient knowledge of Vastu. So, like, a lot has been said. So let's continue about what Vastu is exactly. Vastu is the balance of all the 8 main directions. We have 8 main directions, namely we can say Uttar, Dakshin, Purab and Paschim. This is all we know. But there are 4 cones that very few of us know, being namely Ishan cone, Agni cone, Vayu cone and Nairitya cone. All these directions have a very important effect on us, because all the cones, they represent certain energy, certain fire. Like the Agni cone represents the fire energy, Ishan cone water energy, we have Vayu cone representing the air energy, and the Nairitya cone the earth energy. So if we balance all the 4 cones, then the maximum power utilization will be there. The maximum positive energy will be flowing throughout our homes. And just imagine living in that peaceful condition, in that happy condition, would make us, it will turn us into a joyful human being. And with that joy and that peace, whatever work we indulge in, whatever business, whatever, like even the housewives, whatever work they do in the food they cook, or the caretake they do about their homes, everything, it is done with a great sense of joy and peace, and everything, the effects are maximized. So let's start with the Ishan cone today. Ishan cone is the most pious, the most sacred of all the 4 cones. It represents the water energy, and we also know that 70% of our body is water. So this cone, it really affects us. This is said to be, it is said that we should keep the Ishan cone light and airy and open spaces around here, because as Ishan cone receives the morning rays of the sun, and the morning rays of the sun bring in a very positive and very healthy vibe with it, and that energy should be maximum utilized by us. So that's why the Ishan cone is recommended to be open. It is recommended that you keep a garden in here, because nature, when combined with that energy of the sun, would give you double the enthusiasm or whatsoever. It would give you so much of energy to work, and very nice, and it would be good for you. And there's another one point that I would like to share with you, that in Ishan cone, it is also advised that you keep your water utensils, like even in the kitchen, the Ishan cone of the kitchen, you should have your water filter there, or you should keep some water pot or something related to water there. Or in the house in your house, the Ishan cone should be there for puja rooms, or open living spaces, or a balcony, or a veranda, something like that, garden, so that you get maximum energy. And water especially, because the water gets energized by the early morning sun's rays, and that water, when the whole family is drinking it for the whole day, energizes you further. So this is what I would like to tell you about Ishan cone. If you have any questions about it, or any more doubts, kindly feel free to ask. I'd be happy to share more things with you. Now let's come to Agni cone. Agni, as we know, represents the fire element. So Agni is generally the fire that is within us, like the fire that helps our stomach to digest our food. So in the same way, Agni cone is a perfect place for our kitchen, because in the kitchen the maximum amount of heat of a house is required and is used. So in the Agni cone, if we have the kitchen in the Agni cone, it is naturally a warmer place, and naturally a very good and positive place to cook our food. So our food is infused with the magical energy, and it keeps you very healthy. So our kitchen, our electrical appliances, especially fridge or transformers in factories, in home the main switches, or the inverters, all of these things that represent the fire element should be placed in the Agni cone. Now let's come down to Vayu cone. Vayu cone is also the northwest corner of the house. It is known as Vayu cone. Okay, I would like to ask you, has anyone, because I had a client who was like who was kind of troubled by the amount of guests they had every day at their home, like every week, or every time she had somebody or the other just coming into the house for no reason, just staying and overstaying at times. and she could not even concentrate on her home, her career, her things because of that. And when we talked about it, when we spoke about it, we could clearly see that there was a problem in this Vayu cone, the northwest corner of her house, because this Vayu represents the air element, and air being the factor, हम लोग बोलते हैं, like we say that हवा का झोंका. Fine, if you, we should, that's why it is advised to have guest rooms here, so that the people who come in, they also leave like air. And it is also advised, in the olden times it was said that to have the rooms of your marriageable aged daughters here, so that they get married into a very happy and nice families, and they get married early. Or the guest room is advised here in the factories and shops. The finished goods, especially the finished products, are supposed to be kept here, so that they sell off very quickly. So basically the idea is that whatever you want to get, you want to be sold off, or you want that thing to just leave, that should be here in the Vayu cone. Now let's come down to Nairitya cone. That's the fourth cone we are discussing today. Nairitya cone is also very important in our house. It is, thank you Urvashi ji, and thank you Himadri. Now let's talk about Nairitya cone. It is a very important cone of our house, because it represents the earth element and also our ancestors. So one thing is that you should never have any open taps or water bodies here in this Nairitya cone, because we have always had this thing from our ancient times that we give water to our ancestors, we don't take water from them. Like we are offering things to them, but we don't accept things from them. So that's why we should not have water here. That is in the Vedas, and there is another scientific thing for it, because the setting sun is here, is the energy of setting sun goes into the Nairitya cone. So that's why it is advised to build heavy walls, strong walls with no windows, no balcony in here, so that energy is not supposed to be come into your house. That's why the water body is also not supposed to be there, because we don't want our water to be charged negatively. Only the open, the heaviest part of the house should be in the Nairitya cone. It gives you a very stable thing in your life. It is advised that the master bedroom should be in Nairitya cone. So because the master of the house is the one who gives support and strength to the home. It controls the entire family and takes care of everybody. So that strong person, if he has a strong foundation, so that would be easier for him to take care of the whole family. So if the master bedroom is in Nairitya cone, in that way, that person will have a very harmonious relationship with his whole family. So Nairitya cone is here. And this is also, it is also said that this cone should be the highest point of your house. It is even advised to have water tanks installed here. Water tanks, I'm saying again, but those water tanks should be covered and there should be no leakage from it. Those water tanks should be installed here, so that it makes the house heavy. In a nutshell, Vastu is very easy. In the Ishan cone is supposed to be light, it is supposed to be airy. The Nairitya cone is supposed to be heavy, and it is supposed to be closed, to give you a sense of balance. The Vayu cone should be for guests, for finished goods in offices, and the Agni cone for cooking purposes. So this is what I would like to say about the cones today. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions regarding to any cones or the placement of any room in any area, I would be happy to answer. Okay, for the while when you think about your questions, let me share a few tips with you. Like, have you ever thought, like, I today when I was speaking, I mentioned a lot of times that Vastu is an ancient science. It is bought from our Vedas. Yes, but it is a science. It is a complete science. It was given to us by our sages who are no less than scientists, even more, I know. They were more knowledgeable. Just a simple thing has a very logical fact behind it. Like it is said that we should not sleep, never sleep with our head towards the north. Why is it so? We should always sleep with our head facing the south. Our head should be turned towards south. Why should it be so? Can you all answer? Can anyone answer? This is a basic Vastu thing which has to be done, but like, what's the reason behind it? We have heard a lot about it, but what? Actually, we know that many energies are working on the earth, and including the gravitational, like the gravitational force and the magnetic force. There are many more forces that are working continuously on the earth and on us. And in the same time, like this being the head. Yes, I'll love to answer your question, Urvashi ji. Just hold on a second. Like our head being our north pole. Like when we put our north pole in alignment to the south pole of the earth, the whole magnetic force aligns itself properly throughout our body. Like the whole alignment, and in the whole, like by the time we sleep for 6 to 8 hours, that time the earth's magnetic force is working on us continuously. So it will just it will remove almost 60 to 70% of diseases from your body, just like that, if you're sleeping in the right direction. So you should always sleep with your head towards the south, because your north and the earth's south, okay, they attract, and the magnetic force that runs to your body is a good one. It's not a repelling one, so that it helps you heal. And I would like to answer your question, in which direction should I keep my important documents, gold ornaments, everything? Yes, this is a very nice question. Thank you for asking it. And I would like to suggest that your gold ornaments and your documents, or any important money, anything, should be kept in an almirah that is built in the south wall, preferably in the southwest. If not possible in the southwest corner, in the south wall, so that the doors of the almirah, they open towards the north. North being the place of Lord Kuber, who is the lord of money. So if you do this, if you place your almirahs in such a way that the doors of the almirah open towards the north, then surely you will see that there will be an increase of money, an increase of valuables, increase of everything, if you follow such simple rules. So just keep it in mind that always place your almirahs in the south, so that the doors open towards the north. Okay, and then you will see the changes that's happening in a few weeks of time. And Himadri wants to know that should we consult a Vastu consultant before buying a land also? Yes, because just before buying a land, we have a lot of factors that should be taken into consideration. And if you are investing into new plot, so it would be advisable that you go for a Vastu consultation, because there are a lot of factors that we see: the quality of the land, the shape of the land, which affects the building, and also the roads that are going in front of the land, or are there any T junctions, are there any schools or temples near the land you are planning to buy, because the temples, they are a very positive areas. They are they are built in certain way that they absorb the energies around us, around the whole area, into that temple. So it is advisable not to buy land near a temple. So in the same way, there are lots of things that should be considered: the soil quality, the land shape, the roads around your thing, the constructions around your land, and there should be no heavy wires or transformers or the telephone things around your land, because all these things, the radiations that they leave, is very harmful for the person who is staying there. So yes, you should consult a Vastu consultant before buying a land. And how can Vastu help in better relationships? Yes, like I was saying, Vastu as such helps you to keep you in your best form, in your most positive form. And if you are in a house where like if the energies are totally balanced, you are very happy and you are very joyful, then the person you are staying with, your spouse, is also in the same state. So both of you will contribute to each other, in spite of instead of like fighting or like pulling each other down. You will help to build each other up. So yes, Vastu helps in better relationships because it makes your energies, it gives you maximum time to reap maximum out of your whole energy. Which directions should the kids study? Yes, this is a very nice question. The kids can study facing east or north, and it is advisable for them to have their study rooms in the northeast of their rooms, that is the Ishan corner of their rooms or Ishan corner of the house, because that area is the lighter area, so the child will learn faster and they'll have more concentration, improved focus and concentration on their studies. So a child facing east or facing north while studying, with their study tables in the northeast corner, is a very good option for the child to study. And I would like to add one more thing. Like if you want your child to have increased focus and concentration and to excel in his studies or whatever his interest is in, so please place a globe in the northeast corner, that is the Ishan cone of your house, of his or her room. So you'll see a very positive change in your child. So placing a globe in the northeast or the Ishan corner of your child's room will bring very positive changes in whatever direction he wants to pursue. Himadri wants to know that how can Vastu work in a flat system? Yes, Vastu, see, flat or a bungalow, it really doesn't matter, because we need all the basic requirements, like a kitchen is needed, a bedroom is needed, proper placement of toilets are needed, kids' rooms is needed, a living space is needed. So Vastu gives you an idea where to place these rooms, so that you get a very peaceful environment. And whenever you come into home is a place where when you come from outside, where you come from work, you should feel immediate peace. It should be a very welcoming space. So Vastu helps you achieve that. Any more questions? There is one more tip I would like to share with all of you. Like you should never have clocks, like the wall clocks, the one you can see behind me, see here. You should never have these on the south wall. It creates a sense of stuck time for you. So always please make sure that you don't have any wall clocks in your south wall of your house. If they are, kindly change them. Any other space would do. North and east is the best place for the wall clock to be, but even the west one would do. West wall is also okay, but south wall has to be avoided. So kindly don't have any wall clocks in the south wall of your house. Thank you, Urvashi ji. Thank you for appreciating it. Any more questions? It was a fun thing today to share everything with you.